A record-breaking conservationist, 8-year-old Aneeshwar Kunchala has visited the Arctic to find out more about Atlantic walruses and how climate change is impacting their way of life.
Planet Earth needs our help. Climate change is threatening the survival of many animals we love.
And I'm delighted to say I'm joined now by the presenter of Save Our Wildlife, Aneeshwar Kunchala. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Aneeshwar. Your documentary looks really great. I'm looking forward to watching it. Tell me about your visit to the Arctic. What was it like and what were you doing there?
It was very cold, firstly, and I really loved going on the boat trips to see the amazing wildlife. I loved seeing the wonderful walrus, the amazing whales, and I loved all of it.
And let's just talk about those walruses, the Atlantic walruses that you were investigating and looking into when you were there. Enormous, beautiful animals, aren't they, with two big tusks. What did you learn about what's happening to them?
Well, I learned that climate change is threatening where they live. They mainly live on sea ice where they can rest while they are getting ready to dive into the water to get clams, one of their favourite food. Because of climate change, it's threatening the walruses because of how there's no more ice, which they call home. And then polar bears, it's easier for them to eat the walruses. So, you know what happens next? Less and less walruses are alive. And that could drive to extinction.
I can see why you're a presenter, Aneeshwar. You're very, very good at explaining things. And that's right, the ice melting in the Arctic is a real worry, isn't it? Because, like you say, that's where they live. Now, tell me, you've also made it into the Guinness Book of Records this year. Why was that?
Well, when I was in 2023, I was only 7, and I did this big documentary called 6 Ways to Save Our Planet. And it seemed that I was the youngest conservationist ever presented. I was with 5 friends, and I was only 7. And I felt really proud of myself.
Well, you should be very proud of yourself. That is an extraordinary thing to achieve at such a young age. I mean, the fact that you've already been to the Arctic, you've made a documentary, you're just 8 years old, and you're in the Guinness Book of Records. It's absolutely extraordinary. I just want to ask you more about your documentary, Aneeshwar. You filmed it with some friends from around the world, and it sort of advises other children on what you can do to protect the planet and protect wildlife. How do you think grown-ups are getting on at doing that? What do you make of how grown-ups are faring when it comes to protecting the planet and protecting wildlife?
I feel like they are doing absolutely brilliant, but I think the children also can help them with showing them the beauty. If they are donating to charities, that's great. But what you can also do is simply just go out into the nature and do what you can do.
Yeah, and you know what? You're also really great, Aneeshwar, and we've absolutely loved chatting to you this morning. Congratulations on your documentary, and thanks very much indeed for joining us today.
Thanks so much. And I hope you can do your bit to fight the climate crisis. And
We
if you
certainly
want
will.
more ways to learn about how to protect our world, you can go on to skyzero.com to learn more helpful ways.
Thank you so much, Aneeshwar. Do you know, it's a shame you're not in the studio, because if you were, I'd get you to do the rest of the programme for me as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
And as Aneeshwar was saying, you can watch the full FYI special, Save Our Wildlife, at 10:30 and 4:30 today. What a little hero.